Well, hello everyone, I'm Dr. Stock and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Today we're revisiting crypto and some of those altcoins following that little bit of a crash that we have, and then taking a look to see the impacts that it had across Ethereum, Polygon, Chainlink, let me see, Solana's in there, Cardano's in there, Ethereum's in there, and Ethereum, still my number one. We'll take a look at the other ones. It's definitely not the biggest mover right now. Solana, by no surprise, is, but we'll take a look at that price action. We'll take a look at where we think support is, where we think it's going to resist, and where we think the prices are going in the near term, and possibly even some price predictions from there for the end of 2021 and into 2022. So stick around and let's get ready to rock. Alright, welcome back. For those of you who are interested, down in the description is a link to my Patreon. You can go over there, check out my portfolios. You can check out my private Discord and interact with my community over there. They're absolutely awesome people, and I thank all of them for being over there who have been with me, pretty much since the beginning. And I started this back in December, and it's been incredible. And I look forward to growing that community. And if you're also an awesome person that is passionate about finance, stocks, crypto, come on over and join us. We'd love to have you over there. If you want to pay yourself while also thanking me, you can use those referral links from Moomoo and Webull. You can sign up, deposit your money, get your free stocks, and then I get a couple free stocks for the referral. So that's a nice way for us both to win. A nice other easy way to support the channel. There's the like button, hit it, subscribe button, and then there's also that notification bell that you can hit that to see any time that my videos come out. Sometimes they're very time sensitive, and sometimes you get a little bit more time to view that information, and the window of relevance can be really wide open. So just check those things out. Thank you for the support. And if you you really find this information incredible, there's that super like button. It's a heart, and then there's a $sign in it, and then you could use that to do premium comments. In other words, you're tipping me for the information that I give you, and all that stuff. Whatever kind of support you show, even if it's just watching this video all the way through to help you get up ranked. Further support for me means further support for you in the YouTube land, and it's been incredible so far, and I look forward to growing this channel with all of you, and any support that you show is most definitely welcome. With that said, let's move right on to the cryptos. Alright, so here we are revisiting our friend CoinMarketCap, and Bitcoin is down almost 1%. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you. There we go. Bitcoin's down almost 1% today. Ethereum up almost 2%. We're almost at that $3,500 level. Again, we're back to where we are. A Cardano trying to play around with $2.60. We'll take a look at that. Solana up over $200 per Sol token. That is incredible. And 26% up for the day. I mean, I bought this when it was like 70, which I know doesn't compare to what other early investors saw. But for me, I can't put my money on it until it's something that I read more about. And the more I think about it and the more I know about it, then those are things that bring confidence to me for making these sort of investments. So I put in a small position. As a matter of fact, I accidentally put in a double order due to a connection issue for Solana, and I mentioned that before on my channel, and this time it happened to really pay off handsomely. So I mean, in $2 more essentially from where it's at right now as the recording of this video, I will have tripled my investment in, I don't know, less than 2 weeks time. I'd have to go back and look at the exact date for that, but it was about $70 per token when I jumped in there. And then let me see, moving down, we got Polkadot up almost 5% to $20.75. Scrolling down from there, Chainlink is another one that I talked about that I want to give an update on, and that one's up almost 2%, just under $28. And then finally, there's our friend Polygon, $1.38 at the moment. And this is one with Coinbase's inclusion and being able to use it for faster transactions as a layer 2 solution for Ethereum. Actually being able to work natively with the MATIC token should be something that drives this demand over time. And so the 6% gain that we saw, I think that this significantly came from oversold territory. So let's go through and we'll take a look at each of those. So we'll start off with our friend Cardano. And Cardano currently rocking about $2.58, up about 10% for the day. So, good for Cardano. We'll move down to the trading view so we can see the candlesticks and see what's going on in the daily chart. So you can see the sell-off that we had, and we actually had a beautiful chart prior to that liquidation coming out of Huobi Global, and from there we finally found support. I mean, look at that volume spike from that sell-off. That's incredible. Some pretty strong volume coming in around that $2.45, $2.50 range to really hold us up there, and now we're getting a little bit of a recovery. So this, if we get enough volume pumping into a reversal, we could see this trend reverse and move us upward. Remember that Alanzo hard fork is coming out. I believe it's around 5 p.m. on September the 12th. That's Eastern time. And if you go to their Twitter page, our IOHK's Twitter page, and check it out, they actually have a timer that tells you the exact time that the Alanzo hard fork is going to hit in UTC. So that's something that you can check out. And then also in my last video on Cardano, I talked about the Cardano Summit that's coming up on the 25th and 26th of September. And you can register for it. It's completely free. You can attend it virtually. And I know that I'm going to be paying attention to it and looking for key information that's going to be real drivers and catalysts moving forward from here. Now, something that's really going to drive the price is finding out who comes out of the DeFi space, who comes out of the woodwork to work with the smart contracts in Cardano, and also the NFTs. I have a feeling that the first NFTs through the smart contracts that are minted on Cardano, I think that that's going to be a huge little boom that we have, a nice little bump to the price that's really going to cause some at least temporary excitement for Cardano moving forward from here. So by end of year, I think it's totally possible that we close the year above $3. It's possible that if we give it enough strength in the Cardano space, I'm not giving all the crypto space away to Cardano. If we get enough excitement in the crypto space, that we get enough of a bull run, that Bitcoin takes off and Ethereum takes off, then Cardano should take off right along with them. Closing the year at $5 isn't out of the picture, and then by end of 2025, we could even see solidly that $10 mark. And I know that that's a little bit light on what other people would expect, but for me, I'd rather be a little bit more conservative. I believe that there's a bright future for Cardano, that there's a high number of use cases, and I believe that their slow and thoughtful build out that they have is going to produce really good results over time, and we just need to watch that play out. So near term, I think that we're going to shoot up over that $3 mark. Depending on what we see for DeFi and what we see for NFTs, especially if we really get an NFT bump, we could soon, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see us even getting closer to that $4 mark near term, depending on what sort of news comes out before it settles a little bit and takes on a more sustainable trajectory. So that's Cardano. Let's move over to Solana. Solana, you gorgeous thing. Oh, my goodness. So Solana happens to be my muse at the moment. So this is one, I am bullish on Solana. I do like them. I don't have as much information on Solana as I do on like Ethereum or even Cardano. But when I look at Cardano, my goodness, words are so hard sometimes. When I look at Solana, what am I supposed to tell from this chart? We have an absolutely astounding run up. This thing is so run up by now. Like, you start to wonder, when exactly is this thing going to top out? I said before that 200 could be something that we would see, and guess what? We saw over 200. I don't know that that was a difficult call. It is something that at any point in time, the harder this thing runs up, the harder it's likely to fall. Then we're looking back for a support level, which might not happen until we get back to 140. So do we have enough momentum to push us on to like that $250 mark? Why do I say 250? Maybe even 260 from here. Well, if you look at the top of where we're at for this headless P formation, well, now it actually has a top to this. Maybe you can even call it a little bit of a pennant formation that we have. This is one that went up about $50 to $60 up to this point right now before where it currently sits. So we could possibly go up another 50 to 60. That's if that momentum can sustain. But remember, it's already incredibly run up. So jumping in now and hoping for another, what does that even come out to be? That comes out to be 25% from here. So going another 25% from here would be absolutely astounding and incredible. Now longer term, more and more, the more I read about it and the more that I think about it, I think that that $300 mark is totally likely. I just don't know if it's before we get a bit of a correction in the price or if it's something that's going to happen. So there is a lot of adoption. We just have news on futures trading through the Delta exchange for Solana and Cardano. So that's also going to add a little bit of excitement to the mix and maybe even a little bit more volatility to the mix. So those are things that we have to consider. $300 seems likely. I'm not ready to put my name to it yet, but it's one that, if it did happen, I would say, well, I can believe that. But I'm not quite ready yet. They do need longer term to be established. They do need further adoption, but the momentum of adoption and the excitement that it's causing in its space through the promise that it has is something that really sort of merits the price action that we're seeing, even if it's much smaller than what we'd have for Ethereum. I think it's finally hitting a real point of rapid expansion in its market cap, and it actually overtook XRP, which I think is also a driver in its current price action that we see right now. So Solana, short term, I think we could hit, possibly, if this thing settles and rests a little bit right at where it's at now, right around 200, I think we might be able to put in another 25% before we get any sort of correction. I don't think that we'll make that run up to $300. during this little run that we have. I think it'll rest, and then possibly it'll start its next march upward and continue its bull run. And as always, Bitcoin, Ethereum sitting at the top of it, they're going to have, in my opinion, even though there's not a lot of correlation between their prices, I still think they have a little bit of influence on what happens. And as I say that, I do realize that this thing went up anyway while all the other cryptos seem to be crashing down, and that news, the Huobi Global liquidation that we had. So moving on from there, we have Chainlink, and I'll pop up the trading view for Chainlink. So for this one, the high price within the last 24-hour period was $28.61, and right now we're $27.87. And you can see it did sustain that sell-off. It did not come all the way back down to $24 per link token, and the double top that we had, this thing, in my opinion, was not quite done running. I feel like it was going to set a little bit, trade sideways for a little bit, but instead that black swan had other plans in mind for it. So now I think that we kind of reset the opportunity for that run that Chainlink was on as the #1 oracle in the DeFi space. This is one that is going to have huge promise, or does already have huge promise and huge potential for further uptrends from where it sits right now. So please keep that on your radar, and it's something that you'll definitely want to check into. You can see the cup and handle pattern that I was talking about, and we started making that run and breaking out of that cup and handle, and just macroeconomic news had something else in mind that was not specific to Link. So please keep that in mind, that this run got cut short and now we kind of reset, and I think that we're going to pick back up on that trail in the near future. Polygon, like I mentioned with Coinbase using this on its platform, and I know that there's that Coinbase lawsuit coming out, or at least the pressure from the SEC about the lending program that Coinbase has been running, and you know, it's kind of a scary thing. It's going to temper the price and the momentum for Coinbase. However, Polygon should be something that gets a green light, that they're just able to implement, they're able to use for faster transaction speeds, getting people their money faster, also doing it cheaper, so there would be less fees involved, and that should help drive people to Coinbase, and it should also help increase the demand for the MATIC token and on-chain activity for the MATIC token. So for this one, we have another cup and handle that was forming up, and then just a little bit of a trail off and then sell off from there. And we didn't have as much bullish momentum here, but this one I think is going to make a slower, steadier climb. I don't think that $2 by the end of 2021, as long as the bull run continues, I think that that is very reasonable from where we currently sit for Polygon. And then finally, Ethereum, my friend Ethereum. Solana might be my crypto muse, but Ethereum is more like my crypto wife, I guess. This is one that if there is such thing as marriage in crypto, it's the thing that I'm married to. My wife, by the way, my actual real life wife, is upstairs. Don't let her hear that I have a crypto wife called Ethereum. It just might be the end of my computers and maybe the end of my crypto portfolio. But Ethereum was moving on, and again, another beautiful formation. We have a nice little flag formation, a nice little bullish flag ready to break out. We just kept squeezing upward, and more upward pressure on this, and the bears were struggling to hold the line, and then it snapped. It snapped along with the rest of the crypto, and now we start resetting that. But look how far we came down. We sort of took on this path that we were on before we had that last breakout. So it's just a matter of waiting for that next point where we start climbing upward again, and well, black swans aside, we should be clear to move back towards that $4,000 mark. I still think that we're going to hit that hard resist until we get news of proof of stake hitting the test net and then going live. Those to me are the major catalysts that we have, but we also can't discount the Bitcoin ETF, which should create some sort of excitement for Ethereum, for a future Ethereum ETF, because once we get those happening, there's a lot of buying that goes along with it, and a whole lot more confirmation that people also see further upside potential for the cryptocurrencies, and Ethereum, in my opinion, being the #1. And more people are talking about Ethereum as actually being a store of value crypto. I see that coming out more as the new narrative over Bitcoin being the store of value. So it depends on how you look at it. The London hard fork and deflationary asset thing that we have going on with the burning off of the base fee, these are a lot of reasons why now we're able to actually store value rather than it degrading over time. So let me summarize. We have Ethereum. Ethereum, I think, is going to continue to be a champion. I think it's going to return to 4,000 sooner than later, and I think it's going to find resistance there, like I said, until proof of stake comes out, whether it's on the test net or it goes onto the main net, and that's late 2021, early 2022. We should be getting that news and those events happening. And also from there we have, let me see, it's hard to remember these in order. So Polygon, $2 by the end of 2021, I think is reasonable. Chainlink, I think that we should see back in those mid 30s, possibly even up to $40 per token, per link token by the end of 2021. Cardano, easily over $3, possibly up to $5 if we get really, really good news about people joining the DeFi and NFT markets, and especially if we get that NFT pop near term, we could have just an astounding jump in the price of Cardano once the Alanzo hard fork goes live. So we want to keep an eye on that one especially. Let me see, did I leave anything out? I didn't mention Polkadot. Polkadot, I think, is going to also do really well in the near term. I think we're going to see the prices recover from where they bottomed out after that sell-off. Solana, I mean, honestly, if we see 250, I'm not going to be majorly surprised. If it drops back to 150, I'm not going to be majorly surprised. I think that we're hitting that critical point now that we're over $200 of, do we have enough bullish momentum to keep moving us upward? The volume suggests that maybe we do. However, it is significantly run up. So it could be something that, you know, we get the rug cut out from under us, that people deleverage, and it drops back down to about that $150 mark. So we're just going to have to wait and see on that one. And like I said, more and more, Solana's 300 is something that, you know, I'm starting to believe it, and I just need a little bit more research before I put my name to it, but I'm almost certain that I'm going to. So thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hit me up down in the comments. Check out that link for Patreon. That's what it's called. Check out that link for Patreon if you guys want to come over and visit more, chat, and interact with me and my patrons that are over there. We're a really passionate group about investing, trying to change our lives financially, and we'd absolutely love to have you over there if you're also that same kind of person. And the referral links that we have for Webull and Moomoo, sign up, deposit your money, get your free stocks, and thank you for the free stocks in return. And let me see, the super like, try it out. Otherwise, just hit the like button, subscribe button, hit that notification bell to see anytime that my videos come out. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm Dr. Stock. Thanks for rocking with me. Now go get that money.